And we are back for another episode of the TWC Show. I'm here back with RV, and today we got tons to talk about because the greatest thing in professional wrestling in the last decade, maybe longer, has happened. John Cena is finally a bad guy. You can finally see him. How are we feeling? You're a hero. Hustle, loyalty, respect, no more. Make a wish, I don't think so.
It was bittersweet, but I cheered when he won. I cheered when he.
I did not cheer when he won.
I cheered when he won, right? So,
Okay.
I had to.
Why'd you bring that thing here? And why is there so much John Cena in here now?
Right. Then I had
Wait, what? Do you have these props ready?
ready to go, baby. Had my wristband on for you there.
Dude, he's not even. I hate John Cena. He's not even that
And
great.
if it wasn't for my turban, I'd probably be rocking the headband right now.
Oh,
and my
you could have
arms
been
were
wearing
too
you could have been wearing
small.
like a choker. I don't.
No, my arms are too small to put it on my biceps.
Put it on your thighs.
But no, I was happy, man. I was happy
Like
when
the
you won.
women in wrestling do now. They have little thigh straps. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Make your cheeks pop.
Yeah, sure. Would I get
John,
angry?
John Cena style.
But no, I was happy, man. I was pumped when he won. When Cody came out, I believe Cody was going to join. That's what the
I
mindset
knew.
was.
I'm like, it's a road to WrestleMania. There has to be some sort of swerve or something happening. I did not think Cody was gonna join. The only way I could have maybe thought Cody was gonna join is if Punk won and Punk went in as the babyface. But then there was the idea that Punk's gonna turn and he's gonna sell his soul to The Rock because he wants that WrestleMania main event so bad. And obviously, I wanted Punk to win. And when it came down to
You owe me a chair.
No, you owe me a chair.
No.
Because I said if Cena wins, you owe me a chair.
No, you said if
The
Punk
best
wins.
thing is nobody saw that episode, so they're never gonna know.
The 40 views that we got on audio.
No, the unreleased episode where we never talked about this.
I guess.
Oh,
yeah.
it was released on audio.
It was.
So if you listen to the elimination predictions,
You said if Punk wins,
you
I buy
listen
you a
to those
chair. If
elimination-
Cena wins, you pay my mortgage.
never paying anybody's mortgage.
Paying my month's
guys,
mortgage
check
payment.
out wherever you listen to podcasts, the TWC Show. All my casual conversations are there in audio, but also what are our elimination chamber predictions, where RV said if Cena wins, he'll buy me a proper chair.
I did not agree
So
to
this
that.
hard chair that's breaking my back, you know.
No, you complained about the chairs. I think chairs are fine.
I think we need like fancy, nice, good-looking chairs for this good-looking show. You know what I mean? Okay, let's talk about it. Let's break it down really quickly because we're not going to stay on the TWC show for too long. So we want to try to premiere Just Yappin' on the same YouTube channel, on the same TWC show feed. I did not think Cody was going to like sell his soul. Even the moment he said, I've already given up my soul. Like I remember sitting in the media box and I looked over to Sean Ross Sapp and Mona and I was like, he's gonna say the typical baby face, I gave my soul to the fans, the people. Which he did. But then I sat there for a second and I was like, it's not only The Rock, Travis Scott, and Cody in the ring, like Cena's still there, which is not weird. Like we saw earlier in the night when Bianca won the Elimination Chamber. Rhea came out with the belt. Io was a contender, so it's normal for like the champion to come out after. You know
I
what
thought CM Punk, Cena was just staying there because Cody was going to play the good guy role, say I'm not going to sell my soul, and then hit him after.
I thought Cena.
I just assumed
Cena would be like, you know, either once he stayed for a while, I'm like, we're ultimate babyface, probably gonna be like, yes, Cody, you're making the right decision.
I thought he was gonna get his ass kicked.
You know what I mean?
I thought he was gonna be kicking ass.
Like 20 minutes before, like when Cena actually like maybe not 20 minutes, but like when Cena like won, I was like, oh, and The Rock was coming out, and maybe it was 20 minutes because The Rock's entrance is like 20 minutes, but like.
What do you think about the entrance?
Oh, it was great.
Yeah,
I always enjoy it. Don't get me wrong. It's just long. It's like Undertaker long.
How cool would it be now if Travis Scott made Cena's theme song?
Do you think he comes out with a new theme song?
Yeah, he has to.
He's talked about having a theme song.
He's recorded one, right, himself?
No, like he's had one.
Yeah.
He wanted to turn heel. He had a different look ready.
But Travis Scott with Cena?
I think Travis Scott being there was so random.
No, it's perfect.
It's random.
No, the sage
Unless
was perfect.
he's gonna
that
get in the
sage
ring.
moment was perfect.
You're gonna look back in history, and if Travis Scott, and I hope he doesn't, I'm just saying this, I'm not saying this should happen, but we live in the world that we live in today. If for any reason Travis Scott gets canceled for something, for the rest of history, he's in this historic moment in professional wrestling in the ring with The Rock and John Cena.
I know he'll never listen to this, but shout out to Drake, who they never appreciated or mentioned.
He was in the house.
Toronto. He's a Toronto guy.
Those two,
from Canada.
I told you there's
rep.
3 things that could have happened there. 1, he probably didn't want to be mentioned and told them not to. 2, WWE was scared to mention him because they don't know what's true and what's not true.
Or Kendrick made a phone call.
Or 3.
Are they down with Kendrick?
Maybe they just never asked him, but they saved him a seat.
How's Travis Scott and Drake? I guess it's not even wrestling related. But are they friends?
I don't know. I don't know that much. I know Lil Yachty told Drake to come, and Drake put a post out saying, "I'm sold, Lil Yachty." Because he's like wrestling now, and like obviously like Logan Paul was putting OVO on his window inside the chamber, cool. And then there was a video of Drake reacting to it, and also like Drake, there was a video.
Well, he was on camera doing all this kind of stuff.
Also shout out to Conman and Santi, 2 streamers. They were there live, sitting behind Drake, and there was a moment where Drake turned around and was actually like celebrating with them over like really enjoying the Kevin.
And for anyone that was confused, you weren't front row. That was Nav.
That was Nav. You. Nobody's confused. If you thought me and Nav look alike, I'm very concerned for your eyesight. But that being said, I didn't mind Travis being out there. I just thought like even if Travis came for the entrance, but like he just hung out there. Unless Travis is gonna be there week to week, and this is like a stable where Travis is with them, or if he's gonna.
That's what I said. Make the theme song.
Or if he's gonna come more regularly with them, and he's like. What's what I'm looking for? Like Dennis Rodman in the NWO, where he eventually has a match, maybe teams with Cena or something against like Cody and Bad Bunny or something. Like, sure, then I get it, but there's no way to tell that right now. It's true. Otherwise, it's just a situation where it's like, oh, Travis Scott is in there.
Well, they promoted it heavily that he's gonna be there, and no one.
Well, he's cared. The WrestleMania theme song.
Yeah,
he's been a part of it. Came out with, and which is weird to me because like what 1 week we see him coming out with like Jey Uso and stuff. Now he's like a heel with Cena and The Rock.
Yeah.
Like,
didn't he come out with Who came out with Cody? Oh, it was Meek Mill.
Yeah, I think
in Philly, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Was that Atlanta? Maybe I don't.
No, it was Philly.
I know Lil Wayne came out with Jey Uso, and everyone thought he was gonna perform long, and he sang for like 2 seconds, and then Jay came out.
Lil Wayne's top dog.
G.
He was.
But yeah, I don't mind Travis. Whatever. Long story short, John Cena's a heel. I'm happy. It's the greatest thing in professional wrestling. It's about time. 20 years I've been waiting for this. Everybody else was kind of.
You've been waiting.
And it was crazy because I was in the arena and the pop was loud when he made the face and first, and then it was like a weird silence.
After he did it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were in the arena, so I want to know what the vibe was there.
There was a weird silence, and I don't know if that played off on TV. Like I'm sure there was like some noise, or maybe they pitched in a little bit, but it was like silent. Like, people were kind of like, "Hey, what's happening here?"
Yeah. So I watched it at home. Obviously, I wasn't there, and when he turned, I screamed a little. Yeah. At that time, I was excited that, dude, he finally did it. I'm shaking Rob, our buddy Robbie, who barely knows what the hell's going on. And I'm like, yo, he did it. He's like, yeah, that's cool. You got my daughter yelling, Daddy, chill, Daddy, chill. And I'm like, I don't know if she was trying to ask me a question, but I was getting too excited. But I was just.
Were you like jumping up and down or something? I
probably was. I felt like I maybe stiff armed her. And she was just yelling, "Daddy, chill, Daddy, chill."
So I want to understand. This is a Cena household. Like everybody in this family loves Cena. You are a huge Cena fan.
So I think my opinion on this Cena moment is important right now.
Yeah, you're the opposite of me. Yeah, because you're the opposite of me. Because I'm not a big Cena fan. I respect the hell out of the guy. Everybody knows that. If I started a wrestling company, I'd hire John Cena. I think there's way too many John Cena toys in this room.
Not enough.
Not enough. But that all being said, like, my biggest thing was John Cena, and I've said this on my page for so long, is maybe he saw it. I'm like, he always comes back and nothing is different besides the color of his merch.
Yeah.
I'm like, he has not changed in 20 years. And I understand not wanting him to change. I understand not wanting him to change because, like, sells merchandise, Make-A-Wish kids, all this stuff. Like, the shtick works. Why fix something that's not broken? But at some point, he doesn't.
He got sick and tired of the kids?
He doesn't look the same as he did 5 years ago. No. He's obviously leaned out, whether it's for movies or just generally life, not wrestling.
Yeah, he's a different appearance now.
He doesn't really tan. He's got a bald spot. He's getting older, kind of looks like Ernest. Like, he's not the same Cena, so why is he still doing the same thing? Like, I'm not saying, like, that, like, I don't know. The Rock doesn't look like The Rock all the time.
Well, now we think of the business side of it. There's no gain for him to stay a babyface. There really wasn't at this point. You can try and experiment. It became a nostalgia
act, and we talked about his reactions in the Rumble and how he's overreacting and stuff, and like it doesn't fit in this new cool era of like Jey Uso and Cody Rhodes. Who, no matter what you think about Cody Rhodes, he's like sometimes when he cuts promos, there's moments of it, but like he's like not a corny person. Like there's something cool about him still, right? There's something cool about Kevin Owens and Randy Orton and CM Punk and.
Well, like I said, I was excited when he turned, but then I think the next day it finally hit me. Got pretty like
upset.
I was upset.
I was
I was, bittersweet, thinking shit, man, 20 years, dude. We did this together.
Yeah.
You know, I felt like hustle, loyalty, respect was us.
Well-
not just me, the whole world, or whoever liked Cena. And then I was like, am I ready for a heel guy, John Cena? I wanted the baby face.
I think we're just in March. And look, I did not want Cena to win 17 at all. But I'm kind of okay with it now if it's like this. Because it's different. And I think just on a personal level, and obviously I don't know the guy, if this truly is his last year in professional wrestling, his last year as an in-ring active professional wrestler, maybe he just had that itch of like, I just want to be heel one last time.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. You've maxed out his gains of what are you going to do with them. So he can leave with the bang.
But he can't retire a heel. At some point by the end of this year, he's going to turn the Rock.
Yeah.
He has to.
Who's going to convert him back? CM Punk?
Punk, maybe Cody. Maybe he beats Cody and Cody wins
Maybe
it
Randy
back.
Orton.
Maybe Randy Orton.
You know what my prediction is? I think his last singles match of all time, he's going to tap and he's going to give up.
That's a good way to go out.
And
but he has to do it as a good guy. By the end of this year, he has to.
No, but he can give
as a
up
good
and then turn into a good guy. Then give the hug and get the final ovation. But he might just give up.
Do you think we see a different Cena in terms of like look, what he wears, what music he comes out to?
I think music, yes. Look, yes. You and I were discussing maybe he'll go with the buzz cut, but
I think he just needs to shave his head. But that's just like me thinking.
but I don't know what movies he's doing.
I mean, CM Punk time and Raw, I was talking about two bald guys, and I was like, oh, poor Cena. He shouldn't be in that category.
But he'll look different.
Unless he wants to start doing like the Hollywood Hogan Macho Man thing and start wearing bandanas to the ring for his matches.
I think he needs to get a little bit of a tan. Do the Hogan thing.
Yeah, I don't know if it's because like he's obviously still filming stuff and coming back that like the tan would mess up whatever he's filming and the continuity in that.
That's out of our realm. I don't think about that.
I know.
I just watch wrestling. So
I know. I'm thinking outside the realm because listen, I don't care about anything. I'm just doing this so we have more content for you people to listen to some more content. Yeah. So this is my opinion. It's funny because a lot of people did like comment on my stuff. I was like, "Do you like John Cena now? Are you happy? Does he get your validation now? He's doing something different." I'm like, "Yeah." You've been at it for years, so yeah. But this is all I wanted. I just wanted him. To me, this is the true colors. Like Punk's promo today talking about
true colors. Come on.
Punk's promo today about the propaganda and doing all this make-a-wish. I'm like, it's true. There's no one more politically savvy backstage. Hey,
all he does is cry.
Listen, that feud's gonna be great.
How was it The Rock's fault that
he's
he
still
lost?
Was
it Cena's fault he lost? No.
It was Seth's fault.
He shouldn't have opened his mouth to Seth and Drew.
But Seth Cena, who's supposed to be the moral compass of this industry, the man with the conscience, you know what? That's actually a good point that you brought that up because there was that moment when Seth curb stomped CM Punk after he got eliminated.
Yeah.
And Cena capitalized on that to take out Punk.
That's not his problem.
I was like, whoa, like that's kind of heelish.
Yeah.
And I thought that wouldn't happen.
Yeah,
I was like, wait a minute, that's not like the good way to win a match.
But Cena just seizing his opportunity at that point. So that feud has nothing to do with him.
He seized the opportunity when he kicked Cody in the balls and hit him with a belt twice and Travis Scott slapped him in the head and
well, that punch is tough.
Yeah,
that punch.
But like,
someone's got to tell that guy, right?
Yeah.
Someone's got to contact that
Triple
man.
H made a comment about after like you want to take a shot. We didn't think he'd like no one showed him how to take the shot or something, right? But
it's like what our parents said to us growing up.
Do you think R-Truth doesn't start coming out thinking that like he was there as like Travis?
I think R-Truth.
That was crashing out on Twitter.
He's going to put himself in an invisible ladder match for WrestleMania.
He's been crashing out ever since it's happened. He said pictures were AI generated. He said he needs some time to think.
What if it's R-Truth that turned Cena around? Because maybe they retire together.
Maybe.
Right?
What if R-Truth has seen the one last match for John Cena?
I would love that. Would you hate? Well, it's. You know, I'm hoping it doesn't end with Randy. I don't know.
Randy's busy, and obviously there's a couple other things that happened. Like Randy coming back, attacking Kevin Owens.
He looked good, man. He looked like in shape. Yeah.
Fun moment. All the security got RKO'd. It looked like what they're teasing now because Kevin Owens has been taking people out with the package pile driver. Yeah. Randy Orton teased that punt that he's been taking out people with for years. Didn't get to hit it. I think WrestleMania, the scene we're gonna get is Randy hitting that punt on Owens. Jade Cargill came back. We need to talk. You know, we know Bianca won, great match, but Jade Cargill came back right before the bell even rang, and it looked like she was gonna attack Liv, and Liv's like, no, it wasn't me, like scared because you know all the accusations on her. She came in and just went at Naomi. Now Naomi came on the TWC show, and I asked her, "What do you think about the people accusing you?" And she said, "Why would I do that? Why would I do that to my own people? Like what people accuse me?" And I was like, you know what? If you guys watch a clip, I even reposted the clip, and I don't do that usually when they've been dropped so closely together, but. She seemed kind of guilty. Even I thought so when I was talking to her.
Naomi?
Yeah.
I don't know. After seeing Bianca today, she's just giving me that vibe of
She
I set it up.
screwed Rhea out of the title today.
I set it up.
She walked around like a heel.
Yeah, she cried. Well, she acted like she was crying, and then she's like gloating around now, like, you know, I'm so happy still.
Like,
her outfit looks fresh.
Chamber.
You know, she's dressing well.
Oh, I need to talk to those girls before I comment on. She doesn't care. She's moved on. She's getting what she wants.
I think she did it, and maybe Jade will see the video eventually and notice that it was really her, and maybe
Bianca.
Maybe Naomi happened to just be walking by, or maybe she dressed.
Maybe
like
Bianca
Naomi.
threw on the glow jacket and attacked her in a big, fluffy, glowing in the dark jacket.
Maybe her and Montez got together and jumped her.
That's crazy. We'll see.
WWE 2Ks.
But back to the Cena
intergender
thing.
matches, aren't they?
We're gonna wrap this up. I think. I don't know. We don't want to keep this long.
Yeah.
But back to the Cena, and the Rock and the Cody, all that type of stuff. There's a lot of people that think there are other people who are gonna join this group. Because the Rock's been throwing up those 3 fingers, now there's 2. Like, that's a theory out there. So let's talk
What
about
did he
that
blew a
theory.
kiss after, eh? Did he blow a
I don't
kiss?
know what he did, but what do you think?
He did the throw, and then it cut him off, but like he did this.
No, maybe like finish him. I don't know. But
Okay.
what do you think? Do you think other people join
Well,
this corporation?
I think he's gonna need a stable because The Rock said he's not gonna wrestle. So,
Yeah.
and you're gonna need more people to start a feud, to lead to more feuds, right?
Cody's lost like most of his friends.
Yeah. Well, I thought today that Grayson Waller and Austin Theory, because remember next Cena, maybe they can join, but then Grayson Waller made it too obvious to say, "Hey, Rock, I'll sell my soul." I feel like something I would say.
To be fair, that was only like. Actually, no, everyone has Raw on Netflix, so then maybe everybody did see that, actually.
Yeah.
Usually there's some interview segments we only get in Canada and other places.
Like, I would sell out so quick, you know, if Rock ever said.
Well, look what you're wearing. If Cena's there,
What do you
you'd
mean?
be
I didn't
jump
sell.
ship.
I was loyal to the chain
You would
gang.
jump
since-
ship. Like, Cena's a
since
bad
day
guy, I'm a
one.
bad guy now, too, is basically what you're saying.
I'm rolling with Cena, man.
Theory number 2 that we've been hearing. Rock in Cena's corner, Stone Cold Steve Austin in Cody's corner.
Yeah.
That, you know, we all were like content with The Undertaker being the one to show up last year to chokeslam The Rock.
Yeah.
But we kind of all, like, I'm gonna say most of my followers, I can say, agree with me, like, really wanted to hear that glass shattered and Austin come
A lot
out
of
there
us
and
did.
stop The Rock.
Even myself, I sat there thinking, yo, I think it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't disappointed when Taker the dong hit.
Taker's- yeah, like,
it was like,
Taker's still-
okay,
yeah.
that's cool.
He's
But then I'm
still-
like, oh, Austin it was close.
Yeah.
It was close.
Because, you know, if The Rock calls himself a final boss, like, Taker would probably be the final boss.
Yeah.
But that being said, Austin's like the rebel, badass, F the boss, whoever you think you are type of guy.
What if the final boss was Vince McMahon? And you know what clip I'm thinking of? They would play and he walks out.
Anyways, that's theory number 2. Oh, do you think, like, I'm just looking at that Cena does this thing?
That's what they were saying. The Rock's been doing this the whole time. Remember Rock was doing this in his
like,
promos, so
He was
they
like
were
this
saying-
and he was doing this, so like maybe...
No, he did 2 this time.
I thought he
did
was
2.
hinting.
But remember, he did this. So who does this now?
I don't know,
Maybe
the Hardy Boys? I'm gonna get the
Oh, I don't know. Maybe.
I don't know.
I don't know who that is. That's Chain Gang, isn't it? No, that's not Chain.
That's Chain Gang.
Yeah, no, that's not. Well, it's just Chain Gang.
I don't... Listen, man.
I'm so old now, man.
You're
I
the John
forget,
Cena
I
guy. I'm
forget.
not the John Cena
I know,
guy.
I forget.
You're so old wearing a John Cena jersey, a John Cena wristband.
My daughter asked, "Why are you wearing a John Cena jersey, Dad?" I'm like, "Why are you talking to me?" That's what I figured.
Theory number 3. I have another theory now. I gotta remember what it was. The word is that, like... Well, now I don't remember what it was.
Well, you picked Austin and Rock. Then you picked
There's more members.
more members, and I don't know what the third would be.
I don't know what the third one was, but there was
Would it
another
be a
theory.
triple threat? Would it be Roman? Would it be interference? Would it be
No,
Punk?
no, I don't think it's any of that. I don't remember. I'm gonna have to remember and bring that back up. But let's talk about the promo today with CM Punk. He dissed The Rock. He dissed Cena.
Yeah,
he
just everyone that didn't screw him for the title.
No, they screwed him because that was the title shot he
The
wanted.
Rock did nothing to him in that match.
The Rock came
Cena
here
did
and tried to
nothing.
steal his main event again. Okay,
He did nothing.
and made it all about
No,
himself.
but the offer was to Cody.
Doesn't matter.
Cody refused. Punk could have taken the offer.
It doesn't matter. You know what would have happened if Punk did win, and then The Rock came out, like, and Cena was like.
No, they wouldn't have.
This is why I don't do wrestling podcasts anymore, because I'm looking way too deep into it, and it doesn't even matter, because you're supposed to go with the story that happens on screen. I'm like, wait a minute, the logic I'm gonna pick out here is like, what if like Seth won or somebody else won the chamber? Like, does Cena just come back out and be like, I sold my soul? Like, was it like Cena had to win?
Well, clearly
None
he
of
had
this
to
was-
win. He
None
had
of this
to
was
win.
gonna work.
Yeah, that's thinking way too much. Why would you put some guy who's not part of the storyline to stand there and awkwardly have these weird, hey, well, what the hell's going on here? Eh?
Oh, not a theory, but the other argument I had that I want to touch on when I wrap this up is that we're both old enough to talk about this. Because it's a debate now. It's a debate now.
Fine.
But I also know, like, I think we've talked about it, you grew up more as a WWF guy anyways, but
okay.
I have my opinion I want to hear is, I do not think this heel turn was as big as the Hogan heel turn. And that's a debate, like, this is bigger than when Hogan turned heel and as the NWO. What's your take?
That is tough to say. I never saw the Hogan heel turn live. I remember NWO, but I don't remember watching that moment live. This is our first, I think it's the biggest heel moment I remember, personally.
Go ahead.
But to this newer generation, it probably is, because they didn't know what the NWO was.
No, to the newer generation,
so they had no idea.
To all the kids that are in their 20s right now that grew up with John Cena as their hero, like, this is...
But I had so many friends that do not watch wrestling that said, oh shit, John Cena turned into a bad guy. So... It was spreading, a big deal. But social media helps too,
but
right?
There wasn't social media back then.
Yeah.
I feel like there was
But see, I didn't know about the
I feel like there was still more people that thought it was, like, weren't in on what's going on back then. So, like there's more people that were like, wait, what is happening? Because wrestling's not as exposed as
But people also
today.
asked me, hey, is Rock a bad guy or a good guy? So a lot of people didn't know the storyline.
Yeah.
And with the Hogan moment at that time, I think because it was on WCW, I'm not saying people didn't watch a lot of WCW, but I don't think a lot of people were tuned in at that time.
I think and I'm only reason I'm saying the Hogan was bigger. Different generation.
Yeah.
Less things to watch on TV. Wrestling was more popular.
Yeah.
More people were watching wrestling just because there's less things, less streaming services, but less watching TV on my phones, YouTube, this and that. People still I feel like it was harder to get dirt sheet news. It was harder to learn about backstage stuff. You had to seek it out by the newsletter, or finding the websites, or calling the hotlines. Like, more people didn't know what was happening. No people had a prediction that someone was going to turn heel that way, or was going to be this guy, that guy. Unless you were really a hardcore wrestling fan, fans were throwing garbage in the ring.
I know.
When Hogan did it,
but it was
because it was more of a like, wait, what a minute, they believed it was more real. Now when Cena turned heel, like, we're like, what a great storyline. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, what a great storyline. This angle's going to be great.
We lived in a time where we didn't know wrestling was what it was, right?
Like, I'm already sitting here being like, oh, he'll be babyface by the end of the year. Like, back then I was like, wait, what? And then the biggest thing, I'm not like trying to be like a Hogan flag waver right now, but there wouldn't be a John Cena if there wasn't a Hulk Hogan.
You think it's LeBron versus MJ kind of a debate?
Yeah.
It might end up like that. But was there a bigger
I do think that's number 2.
Okay.
I'm not going to say it's not that. Because in our generation, right? Like, I can't sit
I know
here.
this sounds so wild, but I'm not saying it was better, but memorable to me still was when Roderick Strong turned on Pete Dunne in NXT to join.
That's the most random one. I was like, what is he to say? Like, when Seth turned on the Shield, or like,
that was whatever. But when Roderick Strong, I don't know what it was. I'll never forget that moment.
Or like when Triple H pedigree Shawn Michaels, and they're gonna bring DX back together.
It was Roderick Strong, and I don't even know I had no idea who Roderick Strong was. I didn't know who Adam Cole. I'm like, oh my god, this guy turned into a bad guy, all because I watched like the 10-minute video or clip before watching Takeover, right? I think it was.
Like, if there's not a lot to talk about next week, like, we can probably do a quick episode of talking about like the best heel turns, because there's a ton. Like, I do think Seth and the Shield thing was a big deal. I do think Roman linking with Paul Heyman was a big deal.
Oh well, I guess you can't discount Shawn putting Marty.
No, that's a big one. So is that's a top heel turn out there. Yeah. You can talk about Brett turning on America. That was a big angle. There's so many big ones, but I do think just in terms of like who Hogan was and who Cena was, even though I hate to admit it, they might have to be two of the biggest heel turns in professional wrestling.
I'm going to say Cena because of social media and how big it got in. It spread quicker. Dude, I watched it 50 times.
It's a different era. I watched it twice.
I watched it 50 times.
Why?
I watched every different type of angle. I watched reactions. I watched people cry. I watched people get happy. And the more I watched it, the sadder I got.
I watched it, and then the day after was weird, and then my life moved on.
My life hasn't moved on yet.
And also, I remember talking to Dan Marston. We were cruising. And he, I don't mean to throw him under the bus, like, this is kind of lame, but he was like,
what kind of friend is this guy?
He's like, I don't know, man, I got like an eerie feeling, like I feel like my childhood died. And I was like, you know what? Listen, this is gonna sound kind of lame. I'm like, I get it.
Yeah, but that's
No,
all
but I
I've
get it
seen,
because
right?
that's
With
his
Cena.
child. That's his childhood, right?
Yeah.
This kid was born in 2002. Like the bro was a heel by like
Yeah.
2000. I mean, a babyface in 2004 and never looked back. So that's his entire life. I'm like, that's kind of like. Don't get me wrong. I'm like, I felt that way 2 times in my life. I felt that way when the streak ended at WrestleMania 30, and I felt that way when Shawn Michaels retired at WrestleMania 26. For me personally, those are 2 times I was like,
well, that is our generation.
Yeah,
I felt like, oh shit. Even when Ric Flair retired, I was like, crap.
yeah,
Holy shit, he's done.
Yeah, but those are 2 times I'm like, I felt that way a couple of times too. But I'm like, I'm so far gone from that. Being a fan that way that maybe it's like I don't know, but I'm like it's good for business. It's gonna be a great story. It's a great thing to do in his last year. So we'll see what happens.
I'm gonna go with Cena. I think Cena's spot will be bigger at the end of the day.
I do think Cena and Cody have to have main event night too, and I'm just gonna address this and then we'll wrap this up. Is I do think CM Punk still gets in the main event. I think the way they've been building CM Punk and Seth and Roman's involvement, that's eventually gonna be in it because you got to remember that. You know, Seth curb stomped Roman on steel steps.
Main event in the titles picture, or
there's no title. I don't think Jay Gunther are main eventer, right? Okay. We talked about this a little bit earlier.
I think they are. I know you don't think they are.
I think they might open a show.
You don't want people yeeting at the end?
They'll yeet at the beginning while they're still energetic, hyper, and ready to go.
Imagine ending Mania on a yeet party.
It's over. I'm not saying it's not over.
It's way too over. Man.
I don't think it's...
And this house is way too over.
I think like the way, like even tonight, the way Punk dropped the promo and it was like on site. And I know they're wrestling next week in a steel cage match at Madison Square Garden. I think we're going to see Roman come back and get back involved because once again, he was eliminated by the Rumble.
Why? How about Punk turns heel at WrestleMania? You believe that?
Join Cena and The Rock?
What if he calls in that one favor from Paul Heyman?
Well, I don't know because I'm like with Roman being involved in this triple threat match. I'm like, does that favor come in during the match? Does that favor come in where like Seth's like let me finish? Oh, Punk's like let me finish Seth.
If it's a title match,
I don't think it's gonna be a title. If it's a title match,
no, I mean like if it sets them up for a number 1 contender, but. Why else would Heyman call in his favor? Punk call in his favor to Heyman. But Heyman family and The Rock's family, are they not close as well?
Like their teams? We don't know. We know nothing yet.
I don't know. I mean, family-wise.
Oh, maybe in real life? I don't know. Heyman's family's Heyman and his kids now.
What a dumb question. Yeah. It's not even wrestling related. I don't know why I even asked that.
The Rock's dad and Cody's dads were friends though, and he had his dad's date of death on his Cardillo weight belt.
Together.
I really did try to, maybe that we should save this for just yapping, but I did really want to try to ask the Rock question at the press conference. I didn't get my chance to, but hopefully WrestleMania, I did DM it to someone to maybe ask him still, just because I'm genuinely curious, and they said don't try to ask him if they get a chance.
Well, moving on from Punk, I want to quickly get your thoughts on Io and Rhea.
Oh, tonight? And then we'll wrap this up to that. I wanted it to be Rhea versus Bianca in a singles match. That's just me being the old school fan that thought like, there's 2 Bianca matches I want to see on a big stage we haven't got yet, and that's Bianca versus Rhea, and that's Bianca versus Charlotte. I think Bianca and Charlotte wrestled once on like a Raw and it didn't have a clean finish. Okay. And Rhea and Bianca have history in NXT and stuff, but they are the 2 girls on the cover of the video game. They're the 2 girls that have been pushed kind of the hardest from coming up from that class of NXT. Like, I want them in the singles match. Not that I dislike Io. I think Io is great, but this almost feels like when we randomly got like, wasn't it like Bianca versus Asuka at WrestleMania one year? And I'm just like, like this feels like Bayley and Io. And I'm not saying like Io and Asuka aren't good or anything like that. I just feel like they feel misplaced sometimes. I'm
hoping for a triple threat. I love.
If it is a triple threat, I'm not going to be mad. Like I said earlier today, I threw on Sasha versus Becky versus Charlotte.
It was a shocker though. Io won. I didn't think she was going
to win either.
Yeah, that was kind of a shock.
We'll see. Maybe there's even an opportunity that maybe Rhea or Bianca wins it before WrestleMania or something because Dakota says, no, I keep losing title shots, and Io won one and screws her out of it before, and you get another mini match there, right? So
shout out to the Creed brothers, man. They were close. That's my team.
Since when?
That's my team.
Since when?
Why does it matter? I like the
guys.
Not
his team.
They're my
not care
team,
about them.
No, I do.
Listen to this guy.
Watch my story.
What are the names?
Brutus. Julius. Julius.
Oh, wow, you got it.
Yeah, man. I'm telling you, man. Day one.
Day one.
Down since day one. Let's go.
What do you think was in that box with Chad Gable?
Lucha Mask.
All right. What do you think happens to Sami Zayn?
Sami Zayn? He's just...
Karrion Kross approached AJ Styles today too.
So I think Sami's taking a break. He's probably tired.
Before WrestleMania?
Yeah.
Why would anyone take a break before WrestleMania?
He probably doesn't care. He probably is getting paid too much now.
All right.
His merch is probably selling.
Well, that's it for this week's TWC show, guys. We'll catch you guys all for the next episode. We just want to touch on the Cena thing. For me, one of the greatest things in wrestling in the last decade, because John Cena's finally a bad guy. I was so sick and tired of his old shtick. Yeah. I'm excited and intrigued to see where this goes. Actually, I'm intrigued to see John Cena. Well, we have new music, even though I really do like his old theme.
That's so cool.
What?
You're actually intrigued?
Yeah, I am.
That probably means so much.
To him, I think it does. The best comment I got, because, he came to the press conference and dropped his mic, was the whole, he came to saw the wrestling classic. I said, nope. No, not answering his questions.
That would be funny.
Bro's gonna start throwing the word propaganda around.
Yeah, I was waiting for a question from you, but maybe next time.
No, I've asked questions before. We'll keep that for just yapping. Why I think the press conferences are interesting situations. Like, I enjoy them. I appreciate being in those rooms, but sometimes I'm just like,
that's where Justin talks shit.
Yeah, we'll talk shit in a second. So everybody, keep doing the thing, and we'll see you all next time.